Welcome to A Home to Love. My name is Delina. Today we are talking French country kitchens. French country is a combination of elegant items, very refined, very upscale, combined with more rustic, down-to-earth items. The combination of the two make just a wonderful, warm, cozy feel to your home. Floral fabrics, gingham fabrics, ticking, color, tons of color. Instead of the year of neutrals that we've had for the past few years, color is making a comeback. Maximalism is making a comeback. Instead of us minimizing items, you're going to find that we are grouping more things together. We are adding that charm to our house. Stone, brick, things of that nature. Different wood grains, painted wood. All those combined make French country. My kitchen, I decorated what you would classify almost as a cottagey kind of feel. It has the brick wallpaper, which I've talked in my last video about having to replace due to some issues of it not sticking to the wall after having some water damage. We are going to address that in probably the next coming month or two. I will be painting a brick backsplash and wall. I am adding some more vintagey items into my kitchen, more rustic elements, roosters, blue. Blue and white is the theme of my kitchen. This early spring, real early spring, or winter season if you're in the northern climate. Here in South Georgia, it's never gets down to that cold, although we have been experiencing a little bit of a cold snap here. So I'm going to show you a plate display that I'm doing on my soffit. I am going to show you some of the vignettes that I've put together here in my kitchen. We're going to address a wall that I've left pretty much plain for the longest time. We are actually going to decorate that wall today in today's video. So I'm going to turn that camera around and we're going to get started. So here's the plates in the order that I chose. Let me press the sink. You'll see I've gone white and then a blue. Different kind of whites, embossed whites. Special, you know, not just plain Jane white. And then all the way to the end. Okay, and like I said, here's the soffit that I'm working with. So that's where we're going to start. And then that's what I've already done just to see if I even liked it. So let's get started. So here you see I'm going 6 inches from the edge of the soffit, and that's where I'm going to start, and that's where I'll place my first plate. Then from that point forward I will go every foot and make a mark, and that will be where the next plate gets hung. So, and I kind of moved the plate so they were kind of centered in the soffit. this is the final product. All the way around. I think it came out really good. You could do this with small baskets, copper molds if you have enough of them. I would love an open soffit. Oh, I would love to decorate those, but unfortunately that is not my case here in this house, and I have to go with what I have. And I think it adds that country, French country kind of feel in the kitchen. Okay, the next thing we have to address is these curtains. I made these for Christmas when I was using predominantly green. We repaired the hole up there and replaced the light. So next thing you know, curtains. Well, I didn't do the curtains. Instead, I decided I was going to go ahead and decorate the entire kitchen. I had every intention. I walked out there. You went with me. I pulled out the material because I need to sew them, and then I'm like, well, I could go, I need to take this in, and I need to do this, and I need to do that, and next thing you know, we're hours later, and I decorated the kitchen instead. So, I will turn you around and show you what I did. Let me know what you think of this. I am filming on a camera instead of my iPhone, and the noises you're hearing behind me right now are my German Shepherd beast of a puppy who's 75 plus pounds and he's only 7 months. And he makes a lot of noise. So I'm sorry if it bothers you. But let me turn the camera around and I will show you what I did. Alright, you see up here I have a cutting board that I secured that terracotta plaque with one of those plate hangers and a little nail on the back. You could display a copper mold there. You could do a piece of metal work instead of that plaque. The plaque I got thrift store. Moving over, I've hung a wreath here. The wreath, I believe, came from Temu. So, and then below, the hook came from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has wonderful hardware at 50% off when they run their sales. I always check out their hardware. And then I hung an apron there that I'm going to add a couple kids' aprons there too when my grandkids come. So that's all that looks like. And I'm going to pull back here so you guys can get a look of what that looks like. I've never decorated that wall other than the wallpaper. So a little bit different for me. Now we're going to move on to the vignettes. Now about my freezer, I have a crock and some antique rolling pins. When I put the antique rolling pins in, what I did is I took some paper towel and stuffed it in between to keep them standing upright. And that's pretty heavy, so I am not going to take that down and kind of show it to you. But next to that, I've got some little small plates. I have a set of 3 whites and then a dark blue. The white ones came from a thrift store. The blue one came from Dollar General. On top of that, I have a dark blue pitcher that I bought at Dollar General, and it was on sale, so it's normally marked $8. I think I got it at a 50% off, so it was $4. The florals I thrifted. These are just the white little tiny flowers. I don't know the names of them, but I wanted something very neutral for this season. And then when spring comes, I may do some lavender or something a little bit more more color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that stack of plates up there, and then I'm going to set the pitcher on top of the plates, and plates in a kitchen make a great riser if you need one. Now I'm also going to take a little tiny wood candlestick holder, and these are one of those battery operated flame taper candles, and I'm going to set that right up in there, and I will give you a better look at it in a minute. I have one of these crock brown, it's an antique. I'm going to set that up in front just to add a little bit of that look. And that candle's on a timer, and it'll come on about 4 o'clock, and it stays on until about 8. So turn the camera around and I'll give you a better look. Okay, on my counter we have, it's 2 pieces. This is both of these are from Hobby Lobby. The bottom one is hard to see because it's so dark, but it had small little cubbies in here, and my son took out the 2 of each of the cubbies and made just 3 large boxes in this. And I stacked them because I needed something with a little bit height in this corner. Now here is just a set of 3 plates. I have a white, another one of those blue and white ones, and then this one also came from Dollar General. Beside them, I have just a bunch of little wood, like mashers, little tiny rolling pin. I'm just going to set those in there. Now I want a little greenery to my kitchen, and this came from Dollar General. Spent $3 on it. So we're just going to set that in there. Here in this side, I have some risers inside. I have some antique ball mason jars that I'm just going to place in there. One there and one next to it. And then next, at the very end, I have another little piece of that twill fabric. I have a little cast iron rooster. I'm going to set him in there. And some of the little greenery picks that I have. We all have those little bitty ones that you have pieces of. Oh, and that's all that is to there. Now, in the bottom cubby here, let me see if I can get that lowered. I have these butter pats. They're antiques. I just stacked them, and we're going to put them right in there. And then next to that, I have my butter bell. That it's right next to the toaster, so it makes perfect sense for it to be here. The next cubby, I have a doily that I'm going to place right in there. And I have this salt and pepper set with the little plate. Now this comes from Poland. My Aunt Sue gave this to my family. So it's pretty. It's got that blue and green color that I love so much. In fact, I need to move that doily back a little and set that in there. And then the very last cubby here, I have these little white pitchers. It says 1 cup and a half a cup. I got these at the thrift store for less than $1 a piece. And I'm just going to stack them right in there. And that's all there is to that. And I like to keep my counters workable. So that is one of the issues here in this house. It has to function. I want it to be pretty, but it has to function too. So let me see if I can get you a little bit of a close-up. And let's just see. And that's all there is to this one. And then we're going to move to the left side of my sink next. Now over here I just have a black riser, a doily, some canisters that I recently found at the thrift store. They have a fleur-de-lis at the top. This is pancake mix, this is oatmeal. And I have this antique rooster that I recently purchased right before Christmas. A hot sauce container that my one son gave to my other son for Christmas. And we're just going to set him there, and with a little piece of greenery. And that's all there is to this one. I really like to keep things simple as far as that goes. And then next to that, I have my candle warmer. These things are fantastic. I know I said it in the last video. I think they are just a fabulous, fabulous invention. So that's all there is to this side. And then we have the coffee bar area next. My coffee bar area has 2 shelves above the coffee machine. On those 2 shelves, all I have is a mortar and pestle, thrifted, and I put a faux rosemary plant inside of it, a replicated antique coffee mill that I got off of Amazon, some vintage cookbooks that I still use, these blue and white mugs I found at Goodwill. The sugar canister was a Dollar General purchase, along with the French little cup there with my spoons in it. The travel mugs that always have to be up there because everybody uses those. And then just my coffee machine and some paper towel. And that's all there is to this side. Now, on top of my refrigerator, we are going to just discuss this one. It is a basket that I put a ceramic rooster in that I've had forever and ever. I've painted him out a couple of times. Another one of those candles, a few cutting boards, and a whole bunch of just miscellaneous flowers that I had that I literally just stuffed those in there. We have a buttered shirt that I got at the thrift store that I painted blue, a white baluster piece, and then just a marble rolling pin. And that's all there is to that little vignette. Literally just stuffed it in there. Did not really work too hard on it. Now, if I swing you over, I replaced the picture next to my clock with a print from Temu. I lined up a little piece of pottery, that twine holder I got off of Amazon, a masher that I got from an antique shop, little piece of faux greenery, another twine holder that I got from Home Goods. I walked in and it was sitting there. It's the Martha Stewart line. I paid a whole whopping $6 for it. And that is it. And that just sits on top of my spice rack. And that is all there is to my kitchen. Other than I did change out those curtains to a plaid. I'm not sure I like them. I may replace them with a blue ticking curtain. We'll see. So I'm gonna take the camera and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tour. Alright, y'all, this is when you walk into my kitchen. We have my cutting boards, which are another element you see a lot in French country design. We are going to walk in, that's the den. We have the coffee station. We have that vignette above the refrigerator. And if I turn you around, that's my spice rack. And that, all the twine holders. The dog bowl holder. Coming around the corner, we have the garage door and the laundry room door, where we did that little grouping there on the wall. And we have the one above the freezer and the plate display, which may look a little bit different due to the fact that, like I said, I busted one of the plates and had to replace it. Coming down. And you see some wood cutting boards that I use daily here on top of the microwave. And then close up on that vignette. And those curtains. And my candle warmer. Yeah, close up on those new canisters of mine. And that's it. Thank you all for joining me today, and thank you so much for all the comments that you guys made in the last video. I loved hearing in what stage of the Christmas takedown process you were in and how you were dealing with it. I also want to say one of my viewers, and I call her one of my core people, had mentioned decluttering. I forgot to mention that yes, this is the prime time to get rid of all that clutter. Also the prime time to go thrifting if you're into that, because people are getting rid of all their stuff and sending it to the thrift stores. So it works both ways. You get rid of some stuff, you bring some stuff in. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.